Hey everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. Battle report number 9 is a 1500 point battle. This is my last pre-game before the local tournament. Really, it's just this is a kick-ass game. It really is. I'm excited about it. But it is I, Lord Tremendous of the Thousand Suns, versus the Fifening of the Chaos Space Marines. And I have no idea what flavor of Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines he's playing. World Eaters, Jugheads. I have no idea. It's Chaos Space Marines. That's what I know. This is a real cool guy, though. He's got a badass army, and I can't wait to show you what happens. So sit back, relax, and listen to the sultry tones of my voice as I guide you through this one. Oh, yeah. Here's my list, the Thousand Suns of Tremendous. There's been no change from my previous games because I enjoy this list. I've got Ahriman the Black on a disc, he's got the Black Staff of Ahriman, the Infernal Bolt Pistol, and Frag and Crack Grenades. I've got my badass unit of 15 Zangors with auto pistols, chain swords, and an Instrument of Chaos, because I don't see why you wouldn't take an Instrument of Chaos. They're free, and they give you a +1 to charge and to advance. I don't understand why you wouldn't take one. Got my unit of 10 Rubric Marines with 6 Infernal Bolters, 2 Warp Flamers, the Soul Reaper Cannon, and then the Sorcerer has the Force Staff and an Infernal Bolt Pistol. This is a badass unit. Then I took a Hellbrute with a Multi-Melta, Hellbrute Fist, and I believe he's got a Combo Bolter with him. Just because I had a couple of points. Combo Bolter, one of the two. I don't know, he gets a couple of free shots, and that's what excites me. Then I got a badass unit of 6 Scarab Occult Terminators with 4 Infernal Combo Bolters, 5 Power Swords, the Soul Reaper Cannon, a Hellfire Missile Rack, and then the Sorcerer's got a Force Staff and an Infernal Combo Bolter. I just love deep striking these guys in and seeing my opponent's eyes come out of their head. It's a definite scary unit. And then I've got my absolute favorite model ever. My Renegade Knight, Lord Mother Effin' Tremendous. He's got Titanic feet, he's got a thermal cannon, he's got a rapid fire battle cannon, and 2 heavy stubbers. He's all business, no party, and look at those guns. He wants to ruin your day, and he usually does. God, I love fielding this thing. That's going to do it for my list. My opponent's list, I didn't get. He's one of those opponents that it's in his head, which I actually don't have a problem with because the 40k lists are usually pretty obvious when you're looking at them if you know what the hell you've got. But I didn't get a picture. He never gave me his list. Maybe he'll be cool and see this and put it in the comments section. But if he doesn't, well, he's a jerk. And what can you do? He's a fifer. Here's deployment, and we did the mission. We actually got a mission this time. If you see the relic, the little green marker in the middle, dead center of the table, actually, you've got to control that. Whoever controls that wins, or you table your army, or your opponent. You table your army. Yeah, don't do that. No, if you table your opponent, you win. If you capture the relic by the end of the game, you win. It doesn't matter if you've got one model after 1,000. As long as that one model controls the relic, you're good to go. And I believe only infantry can pick it up, which I'm fine with. I got some infantry. So anyway, it's 12 inches in. We rolled for that as well. It was just a 12 inches in deployment because the dice gods are fickle, and we square off against each other, and it's going to be a bloodbath. Left to right, I got a Hellbrute sitting in those ruins there because I'm still a little iffy about cover and everything like that because I never assume I'm going to go first. So I want to make it a little difficult for my opponent. I've got Lord Tremendous' proxy in the middle there. I don't have him. In the next battle report, I believe I have him. I've got my Rubric Marines inside the cover there because I'm going to send my Zangors towards the relic to pick it up and come back, and I've got Ahriman behind them to let them re-roll their 1s for the invulnerable saves. My Terminators are going to come in deep strike and try to get in there. It's hard to see because of that, but in the middle there in the terrain, he's got a Hellbrute of his own, and he's got a Demon Prince. Well, he's also got a bunch of space next to the Demon Prince where I can fit my Terminators in there, and I'm going to try to open up his Demon Prince top of 1 or bottom 1, depending on when I go first, if I can. I would love to take that guy out just with, a great volley of fire, but we'll see what happens. I really don't know how tough they are. But that's really it for deployment. So we go to top of 1, and my opponent gets to go first. And his guys are relatively slow. He does not move towards the relic, which really surprises me, I'm not going to lie. He's got some Chaos Space Marines, a tactical squad or something like that on the right flank that comes forward. His Hellbrood on the left side starts coming forward to start shooting at me a little bit, and that's really it. Everything else stays put, which surprised me and made me realize, oh, he's going to try to kill me, wipe me off the table. I don't know why he didn't move his other Hellbrute. I don't know why he didn't move his Demon Prince. Maybe I think he was afraid that Lord Tremendous was going to open up on him, but he didn't, and that's it for movement. He's got no psychic phase that really is anything happening, so he goes into his shooting phase, and his Hellbrood fires at my stuff, but he doesn't do anything except to himself. He's got plasma, heavy plasma, I don't know, some sort of plasma gun on this thing, and he ends up rolling a 1 and taking a wound on himself. He does not go BSC, but yeah, he hurts himself and not me, and I like it. The rest of his shooting, the Marines that moved up open up on my Zangors and are able to drop 2, which is fine. I brought 15. I passed my morale checks. Everything's good. So here's bottom of 1 after movement, and I'm moving. I'm coming forward. I need to kill some stuff, and I really want to get a hold of that relic. I advance with the Zangors, and thanks to the Instrument of Chaos, they move like 12 inches. They're motivated. My Hellbrute moves up. There's like a window in the ruins in front of him. I also forgot, behind in the center left there, you can kind of see it. His other unit of Chaos Space Marines moved up, and they're behind that thing, block line of sight, which is fine. They're really not a threat. But I'm moving up because I want to take out his Hellbrute. I'd rather not take any more damage, or, you know, him get lucky with that plasma gun. So Lord Tremendous and the Hellbrute on the left there start moving up towards his Hellbrute to try to lay down some hurt on him. Rubrics and Zangors come up as Zangors are advancing. Ahriman is behind him to give him the 6-inch bubble of reroll 1s for your invulnerable saves, and my Terminators come down to open up a can of whoop-ass on his Demon Prince. I'm feeling pretty good about this, and that's it for movement. In the psychic phase, my Terminator Sorcerer does smite on his Demon Prince because he's the closest guy, and I'm able to slip a single wound through on him. I'm halfway, well, I'm a 1/7 of the way there. I think it's got 7 wounds. Then Ahriman activates, and I make him use warp time on the Zangors, and they move 6 inches closer to the relic. I didn't advance them because I didn't realize you could do it. I thought it was just a normal move, and no, I mean, it's just it's the movement phase, so I could have advanced them, gotten a hold of the relic, and moved a couple more inches. They couldn't have moved further than 9, I know, but damn, missed opportunity, and it was ignorance, not intent. We go into the shooting phase, and my Terminators open up on the Demon Prince. Everything is fired at him. I do 4 more wounds. He's a tough nut to crack. He's got 2 left. Not as good as I had hoped, but I was aiming for the moon, and instead I got into the stratosphere. I'll take it. Demon Prince has 2 wounds left. Should be able to kill him in another turn. Then my Rubric Marines open up on the Rubric Marines across the way, and I do a lot of wounds, but he's Rubric Marines, it's single wound shots, and he's in cover, so he only loses 1 Rubric Marine. Not my finest moment, but it's only turn 1, there's still time. And then my Hellbrute, he puts his Combo Bolter into the Space Marines because he can see him, and he puts his Multi-Melta into the Hellbrute. I miss with the Multi-Melta, but the Combo Bolter hits 2 guys, wounds 2 guys, both go through. So 2 Space Marines die. Chaos Space Marines, but still, not terrible. Not terrible at all. Then I fire with Lord Tremendous, and I split my shots between the 2 Hellbrutes because I got a little overconfident. I need to learn to concentrate my fire. I roll like butt wrapped in ass, which, yes, is an odd combo, but that is how I rolled. And I do 2 or 3 wounds to the one in the center, and I do 2 or 3 wounds to the red one, and that's it. They're both still up, they're both fully functional, and I'm an idiot. I should have concentrated fire on the red one, and then concentrated fire on the black one, and then moved on from there, but I didn't, and I'm gonna get what I deserve. I am ashamed. So with my shame set at maximum, here's Top of 2 after movement, and he's coming. His Chaos Space Marines on the left there with the Hellbrute move into the ruins. The guys, the infantry obviously go to the top, and on the right side there, his Chaos Space Marines move into the other set of ruins, or the bunker, whatever you want to call it, to try to intercept the Zangors. It's a smart move. His what's it called? His other Hellbrute and his Demon Prince move towards the Terminators, and the Rubric Marines just stay on top of the ruins because there's no reason to move. And he's got a unit of his own Terminators and a Exalted Sorcerer, no, a Sorcerer and Terminator armor on the my left flank there to come after Lord Tremendous, which I didn't remember was coming. He told me he had him, I just forgot. And yeah, I'm starting to feel the pressure, and that's it for movement. During his psychic phase, he uses warp time on his Terminators to move them closer to my Hellbrute and Lord Tremendous to make their assault easier in a couple of phases. Nothing else happens in the psychic phase. We go into shooting phase, and I believe his Hellbrute opens up on my Terminators, and only one wound gets through. So he's definitely got some attention coming at him, and rightfully so, but hopefully his dice start rolling as poorly as mine. In shooting over here, his Terminators open up, like 3 of them open up on the Hellbrute and 2 of them open up on Lord Tremendous. The 3 that fire at the Hellbrute kill him, and he explodes, killing a Terminator and putting 1 wound on Lord Tremendous. That was some seriously good shooting by my opponent. Damn it. Finishing up that unit shooting, he's able to put 5 more wounds on Lord Tremendous, which brings him up to 6. He's still got 18 wounds. He's still at full capabilities, fully functioning. That could have been a lot worse. I got really lucky. I'm curious to see what happens in the assault phase. The Chaos Marines in the bunker fire at the Zangors, killing 2 of them, which I find rude and unnecessary. And then the Marines on top of the ruins on the left flank there open up on the Zangors as well, killing 3 more, which was actually pretty cool. I'm not upset about that at all. Then over here, I don't remember if the Demon Prince has a gun or if this is the Rubric Marines, but somebody puts another wound through on my Terminators, killing him, or killing 1, and that I'm not happy about. Oh, it must have been a Demon Prince, because here's the Rubric Marines opening up on him and killing another Terminator. So I'm down 2 now. 4 is still quite significant. I think I can hold him off and hopefully finish off his Demon Prince. We go into the assault phase, and both the Hellbrute and the Demon Prince come after the Terminators. I believe the Hellbrute assaulted first. I overwatched and didn't do anything. Maybe a wound. Maybe I did 1 wound to him. I can't remember. But the Demon Prince makes it in unmolested, and that's not good. Over here, more or less the same thing. The Terminators assault Lord Tremendous. He does overwatch, and I'm only able to do a single wound to 1. I gotta get my dice to roll a little bit hotter. They need to warm up. They're just tired. They've just been sleeping. We go into this combat first, because, my opponent's in charge, and he flubs pretty spectacularly. There's a guy with a chain fist that misses with all of his attacks. I got lucky as hell. So, in return, I strike back and I'm able to kill 2 Terminators, leaving a wound on another one. I take 4 wounds from the guys that did hit me, and I'm doing fine. Not only that, but because of stupid rules, I can disengage, shoot, and reassault these assholes in the next turn. So, Lord Tremendous is gonna do alright. Like I said, he's my I win button. Over here, though, things do not go well. Apparently, a Khorne Demon Prince is really good at close combat. My poor Terminators do get ripped to pieces. 3 of them die. The only one left is the Sorcerer. I don't think the Sorcerer is able to do anything. And just to mention this, because I still forget to bring this up, I did try to assault his Demon Prince with my Terminators last turn and failed. I burned a command point and everything and still failed. Couldn't roll a 9. It is what it is. So here we go, bottom of 2 after movement, and I make my move. My Zangors get the relic and start backing up. The Rubric Marines fall back just a little bit back into the ruins, because now I'm just going to try to control the relic. Ahriman stays right where he's at, because there's no reason to move. Smite and everything is in range now. I can start picking off Space Marines. Lord Tremendous backs out of the combat with the Terminator, so he can shoot at a whole bunch of stuff. And the Terminator, well, the one that I have left, stays in combat because there's no reason to move out. And that's really it. That's it for my movement. In the psychic phase, Ahriman, the black, is able to warp time my Zangors a little bit further, which is exciting. And then using Smite and Infernal Gaze, I kill, it looks like 4, maybe 5 of his, oh gosh, it might be 6. I kill a bunch of his Chaos Space Marines in that little bunker, and I feel good about that. Really good about that. Over here, my Terminator Sorcerer is able to put 1 wound on the Hellbrute because I figured why not, he's dead anyway. We go into the shooting phase, and I'm kind of excited to shoot Lord Tremendous, so I start with him. And I put some damage on the Hellbrute. I think it's got 4 wounds left. I killed all but one of the Terminators. It's not my best round of shooting, but it's not my worst. I'll take what I can get. My shooting phase is so awful, that's all that happens. So we go into the assault phase, and Lord Tremendous charges his damn Terminator. I'm going to take him out before he can take me out. He overwatches, doesn't do anything. We go straight into this combat because it's the only assault that I make, and I'm able to just smush his Terminator, which is great. I'm thrilled that he's dead. And it doesn't give me first blood. I believe he got first blood with my Hellbrute, but hey, at least I got one of his units and he's not going to goose egg me. I believe my opponent burned some command points to interrupt so he can attack with his Demon Prince because I was going to try to kill him, and murders my Sorcerer. Smart move, and it worked out for him. And then he gets his little 3-inch reconciliation, so he starts moving towards the main combat. And yes, his Demon Prince does not have a base, because the Fifening is beyond bases. They have transcended bases. And he has not acquired a new one for that guy yet. He used to be on a square base. We play 9th Age here, what can I tell you? Or we used to. In the morale phase, his Chaos Space Marines take a hit in the old morale there, and all but 2 run away. So that unit is really not a threat anymore. I'm very pleased. With that, we go to my opponent's top of 3 after movement, and he's coming for me. His Demon Prince and his Hellbrutes all move forward. His Terminator Sorcerer on the left flank there, I don't know if he forgets about him or he just doesn't care, but he doesn't really move me. In fact, he might move him forward. I really can't remember. The Space Marines in the ruins on the left there, the Chaos ones anyway, they move forward on the ruins. The Rubric Marines come down off of the thing in order to try to open up on my Rubric Marines, and the 2 remaining Chaos Space Marines in the bunker, they move forward as well to try to go after the Zangors that have the relic. That is it for his movement. In the psychic phase, my opponent's little caster casts Smite on Lord Tremendous and puts 3 more wounds on him, which brings him to the middle bracket and pisses me off quite a bit. Unfortunately for him, great for me, it goes off with perils, and he ends up suffering just 1 wound, 1 mortal wound from it, because the dice gods are fickle, but he did take a wound, and that's great. He is now 1/5 closer to the corpse I want him to be. We go into the shooting phase, and those pesky damn Space Marines, or Chaos Space Marines, only 2 left, killed 3 of the damn Zangors with their bolters. I find that infuriating and smart, and I don't like it. His Hellbrute way off in the distance there opens up on my Rubric Marines and kills 2 of them, and I just rolled like ass. It was some good shooting. And then the Chaos Space Marines in the ruins open up on him, killing another 1 of my Rubrics. And now, I'm really selling him a little short here by saying it like this. He is wounding a lot, and my Rubric Marines are making a ton of their saves. The fact that he's killed 3, they've probably weathered close to 60 or 70 shots now. So I'm very pleased with the Rubric Marines' resiliency. His pesky little Hellbrute runs up and pops Lord Tremendous with his plasma cannon or whatever and does a couple of wounds to him. Not enough to take me to the 3rd bracket, but I'm getting closer. And now we go into the assault phase. His 2 remaining Chaos Space Marines assault my Zangors. They overwatch, but they don't kill anybody. I think I do a couple of wounds, but I don't get past their 3-up armor. And then his Demon Prince charges and also makes it, so my Zangors are screwed. And the one with the little shield, that's the Instrument of Chaos, or not the Instrument of Chaos, I'm sorry, the flag is, but that guy is the one that has the relic. I'm in a lot of trouble here. His Hellbrute assaults Lord Tremendous. I overwatch, but he makes it no problem, unmolested, and he's got 4 wounds left. Eek. The weapon starts swinging, I don't intervene, and they massacre my poor Zangors. They put up a hell of a fight, they did great. They got the relic farther towards me, but they just couldn't hold up to the amount of aggression they were getting, and they paid for it with their filthy lives. Over here, his Hellbrute attacks and puts another 6 wounds on Lord Tremendous. I think he's got 3 left. I counterattack, and I'm able to hit and wound at least twice, murdering the Hellbrute. It does not explode, thank all the gods, but it does die, and I feel wonderful about that. For the reconciliation, he moves towards my Rubric Marines, and I believe the Demon Prince makes it in there, and the Space Marines make it into Ahriman, which... I'm not thrilled about that, I ain't gonna lie. However, in a complete unexpected turn of events, my Sorcerer, because it happened in the combat phase. He moved over there. I was able to activate my Rubric Marines and attack. So I did. And his Demon Prince, who was holding on to the relic, got murdered by none other than my Rubric Marines, and my Sorcerer inside of there, I believe, got the last wound off of him. So the Demon Prince is dead. Long live the Sorcerer. And he picks up that damn relic because he wanted it to be his anyway. I think it's hilarious. And then we do our 3-inch reconciliation movement and slam into the Space Marines, who have already activated this turn. I believe it's Ahriman's phase. Ahriman is able to hit, wound, and kill off the remaining 2 Space Marines, Chaos Space Marine guys, I believe. And then in the morale phase, one of my Rubric Marines runs away. I guess I do believe I lost a few this turn. So I lose one more, and it's a little shaming because, you know, he's really just an ashtray, but it is what it is. What can you do? Here we go into bottom of 3 after movement, and I mean, we're on that little pinnacle thing or whatever. We got to make this happen. So, oh, I'm sorry. The Chaos Space Marines that were over there against Ahriman or whatever, they weren't allowed to do the reconciliation thing. They weren't able to activate or something. It's a weird rule interpretation. I don't know if we did it right or not. So they got put back where they were. They're still out in the open like that. They didn't die to Ahriman in close combat. They never were there. So ignore all that. It was a Demon Prince that was able to reconcile. Whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's where they are now. So we go into my movement, and Lord Tremendous, who's now crippled, starts eking his way over to the Chaos Sorcerer, because he might be crippled, but his guns still work, and I'm going to try to open this friggin' guy up and end his life. The Rubric Marines fall into the ruins, because I'm going to try to fall back to the back edge of the table so that I can win the game with the relic. Ahriman stays right where he's at, because I'm going to use his Psychic Phase to try to murder off these last 2 Space Marines, and that's it for my movement. I am running out of models. In the Psychic Phase, I get Smite off on these Space Marines and kill them both. And I'm glad they're dead. They did some work. They definitely did some work, but I'm glad they won't be able to work anymore. We go into the shooting phase, and my Rubric Marines open up on the Chaos Space Marines in the ruins, and we're able to drop 2 of them, which I'm perfectly fine with. And then we go into the assault phase, and yeah, Lord Tremendous, although I did miss like crazy with shooting, I still assault, and I make it unscathed into his Sorcerer. Now I just gotta hope that I can step on this damn guy. Lucky for me, Titanic Feet was all I needed to rip this guy out of his armor and extract his Gene Seed, which is out flippin' standing. One more Sorcerer that is not on my team has been removed from the field. In the morale phase, he loses another one of his Chaos Space Marines to, well, morale, and as he runs back home, which I'm fine with. And with that, here's top of 4 after movement. It's getting down to the wire. His Rubric Marines and his Hellbrute move towards the center to go after my Rubric Marines, because that's where the relic is. His Chaos Space Marines come down to either shoot at Lord Tremendous or go after the Rubric Marines, I can't remember which, and that's it. We are beating ourselves into extinction. We go into a shooting phase, and I can't remember if it's the Hellbrute or the Rubric Marines, but one more of mine die, and with the amount of fire they're about to take, I get it. Then the Space Marines that came out of the ruins fire at Lord Tremendous and are able to do a couple of wounds to him, which sucks. I think he's got 1 left, maybe 2. He's on the edge. During the shooting, though, one of those guys had a plasma gun, plasma pistol, something like that, and it overheated and killed him, which I'll take. I was very pleased to see it. With that over, there's no assaults and no morale, so here's bottom of 4 after movement, and Lord Tremendous moves towards the Chaos Space Marines because he's limping at this point. The Rubrics fall back deeper into the ruins. Ahriman stays right where he's at, and that is it. We are limping here. During the Psychic phase, Ahriman is able to use Smite and the Infernal Gaze to take out the, what's it called? Hellbrute, the final one. It does not explode, but at least it's dead, and that is magnificent in itself. Then my Rubric Sorcerer, the one with the relic, tries to cast Smite on the Rubric Marines. Or, I'm sorry, on the Chaos Space Marines because they're closer. And I do a Snake Eyes Perils, which is so bad right now. Because he only got 1 wound. He's going to explode. And go ahead and be surprised, but yes, I'm able to roll on a D3 at least 1 wound, 1 mortal wound, and kill my Sorcerer. And then I do 3 wounds to the Rubric Marines, killing them. Only the Soul Reaper Cannon guy is left. And Ahriman takes 3 wounds for the stupid relic. Oh, that couldn't have gone any worse at all. We go into shooting, and Lord Tremendous lobs his thermal cannon into the Rubric Marines because it's D6 shots. I think I get 2, and I think I'm able to kill one of these guys, which I guess is better than nothing. And then my Rubric Marine with the Soul Reaper Cannon is able to kill one of the remaining Chaos Space Marines, leaving just one left. Oh man, it is literally going to come down to the last bullet in this game. And then we go into the assault phase, and Lord Tremendous goes after the one remaining Chaos Space Marine. He does Overwatch, he's not able to kill me, but I think I literally have 1 or 2 wounds left. He could have. Thanks to just sheer number of attacks, I'm able to hit, wound, and kill the last remaining Chaos Space Marine on the table. Now I just gotta deal with his rubrics before he deals with me. It's gonna be close. So that brings us over here to top of 5 after movement, and for the most part, his Rubric Marines come forward to try to take out my Rubric Marines, and that's it. We are literally throwing ammo at each other now, that's it. In the shooting phase, his Rubric Marines open up on Ahriman, and I get lucky as hell. He only gets 1 wound through. I made enough saves where only 1 got through. So, thrilled! Thank you, Dice Gods, for letting Ahriman survive. I'm gonna need him in a minute. Nothing else happens, so we go over here to bottom of 5 after movement, and Ahriman picks up the relic and falls back. The Rubric Marine with the Soul Reaper Cannon moves up so we can open up any other rubrics, and Lord Tremendous moves up as close as he can to do the same. It's all or nothing here. Everybody's hanging on by a thread. We go into shooting. Lord Tremendous and the Soul Reaper Cannon Rubric Marine open up on the bad guy Rubric Marines, kill all but the Sorcerer. 5 die. It was absolutely phenomenal. Now, granted, I fired everything I had at them, and they were exposed out in the open. It was glorious. I was so pleased. And now there's only 1 little Sorcerer left. There's no assault phase, so we go into the morale phase, and his Sorcerer flees. No! Just finally snapped. And it totally makes sense. The Rubric Marine Sorcerer that was being led by the Khorne Demon Prince looks around, sees that he's all by himself, and decides discretion is the better part of valor. And I can't fault him for it. So, yeah, he is gone. And there it is. There's the end of the game. It's all over, and Lord Tremendous is going to literally crawl back. The 1 remaining Rubric Marine is going to crawl back, and Ahriman's going to have his disc drag him back to whatever infirmary he can find. My army may have won, but by army, I mean my band of 3, my quartet here. They are screwed. This was to the wire. It was literally a dice game at the end. I've never played a game in 40K that was this close or this brutal. It was awesome. And I told you, it was a great game. It really, really was. But you know what? We'll get to the recap in a minute because, oh my god, this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
So, everybody you just saw that watches Battlefield saw how badass my army looks. And it does. I'm not trying to brag. I'm telling the truth. It looks phenomenal. And it only looks that way because I had nothing to do with it. Big Tom from Big Tom Painting has painted and even assembled much of my army. I had nothing to do with it whatsoever. And if you want your army to stop looking like trash, be painted, be assembled even, and you don't want to do it yourself, give Big Tom an email. Send him a message, tell him what you got, tell him what you're looking for, tell him what you want, and see if you two can't come to some kind of accord. And that way, when you field your army, you can finally be proud of it instead of humiliated, not only because you're losing, but because your army looks like poop. Don't play with poop. Play with a badass army. Send Tom an email and get the ball rolling. You'll thank me later. In the end, as you saw, it was barely a victory for Lord Tremendous. I was able to table my opponent in turn 5 by the literal skin of my teeth. I lost my Zangors, my Hellbrute, my Terminators, and I had my 3 units left on the table, each of which had like 1 wound left on them. I think my Knight, Lord Tremendous, had 2 on him. It was literally skin of my teeth. Closest game I've ever played. I almost took that damn Demon Prince out in one turn. My Assassination Terminators almost pulled it off. I would have been so proud. Look what they did! Oh well, the Demon Prince went on to be a real pain in my ass. I mean, just ripped through most of my army. Thank God I brought my suicidal Rubic Marine Sorcerer, but... My poor Hellbrute never got a chance. He got blown up, literally doing damage to Lord Tremendous and everything like that. But it is what it is. It was well played by my opponent. And it was weird to see Rubrics in another army. Until this game, I don't know why, it just never occurred to me that, yeah, like Khorne and everybody could do all that, and it wouldn't have been a big deal. Just shocked me. And honestly, I didn't have a problem with it. It was neat to be able to see that kind of mix in the game. I enjoyed it. So, yes, once again, Lord Tremendous carries me to victory. He did a lot of work, secured my left flank, especially after the Hellbrute got destroyed. It was, well, it really comes down to my I win button. What can I tell you? Almost losing Ahriman to the perils. I mean, he was fine, and then 3 mortal wounds later, the Rubic Marines start opening up on him, giving another wound to him. Had I just missed one more of my saves, it might have been a completely different game. I don't know. It was bad. And I did think it was fitting in the end that he had the relic. It makes sense to me. Ahriman would come here with all that just to pick up a book or a cool pebble or something. So, you know, themey. I liked it. Leave me alone. This was truly a Pfeiferific game against a Pfeiferific opponent. I mean, it was a true Pfeifening, and I enjoyed our game very, very much. And I am very looking forward to a Pfeiferific rematch. Pfeiffer. But that's going to do it for this one, guys and gals. Battle Report number 9 is officially in the history books. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But as always, thanks.